What is going on, guys? MMA Island team, we got the fight picks, and we've got UFC 256. Interesting fight, man. Renato Moicano coming back against Rafael Fiziev. Man, I think you're looking at this fight, you're looking at Rafael Fiziev, a dude who looked on fire against Mark Diakiese in his last fight, and then Renato Moicano in his last fight. Why'd you submit me then? I love that. One of my favorite moments post-fight, but I will pass it on to Zach to start us off.
This one was the hardest fight to pick for me on the entire card. This took a lot of back and forth thought, and I was leaning one way for the longest time, but I think I've finally made my decision, and it was the opposite of what I thought before. I'm picking Fiziev. I was thinking Moicano for the longest time, but then the more I thought about it, the more I just see the more ways for Fiziev to win. Because if we look at the ways that Moicano has lost in the UFC, it's besides the Brian Ortega fight, it's mostly been he's lost to very, very strong technical striking. Jose Aldo, Chan Sung Jung. Now, who happens to be a technical striking god and who is also more powerful than any of the guys that he has faced so far? Oh, maybe it could be the Tiger Muay Thai striking coach, Rafael Fiziev. And if you don't know Tiger Muay Thai, it's one of the best gyms in the entire world. And to be a coach there, that takes a lot of pristine. That just shows how good you are. And I think his last win over Mark Diakiese is a statement win. It is absolutely a statement win. He looked incredible, and he captured the world's attention with his body kicks, for the most part, the body kicks and the dodges. This guy's really hard to hit, and the body kicks are insanely good for slowing down your opponent. And for someone like Moicano, he is relying on the takedown on this one. Moicano is absolutely going to try and take him down and submit, and that's his path to victory. That's his one path to victory. On the feet, Moicano, I think, is in a lot of trouble against Fiziev. And I think that the body kicks are going to be the biggest factor in this fight. Because once you start hitting people to the body, the head becomes available. And for someone who has chin issues like Moicano, if you leave that head open for a second, and Moicano's the most powerful striker he's ever faced, if he lands clean on the chin, he's going to sleep. And I think that once he starts mixing it up, which he likes to do, that chin is going to become open on Moicano. And Fiziev's absolute technical striking mastery can land a high kick, maybe land a hook or an uppercut in there, send him to the mat, put him to sleep. Now, would I be surprised if Moicano gets a submission? No, absolutely not. I would not be surprised because this fight is insanely close. And that's why it took so long for me to make my final decision. But I just see that the striking gap between Fiziev and Moicano, the fact that Moicano has struggled with these types of fights in the past, and this is a new weight class for him. So he's fighting bigger, more powerful guys. So we might have more problems holding them down. I think he's running into a hype train. I think Fiziev this train is going to continue barreling down the tracks, and he's going to get a second round knockout.
Yeah, man. Interesting to see this fight get booked. Renato Moicano, obviously a guy who has no knockouts on his record, and 7 submissions, 7 decisions. And then you're looking at where he loses his fights in his 3 losses. Obviously, we got the TKO loss to the Korean Zombie, and the TKO loss to Jose Aldo, and then he got submitted by Brian Ortega. Man, I just think that Rafael Fiziev, as you mentioned, in the Mark Diakiese fight, I think he looked on fire in that fight, and I'm pretty sure I picked Diakiese to win the fight. And I'm pretty sure at the time I was like really, really hyped with Fiziev. I remember being like, oh, watching the fight because he looked on fire in that fight. Really interesting to see that matchup, man. And I think that, as you mentioned, Fiziev is a little bit of a hype train that's going to start chugging along. So people are going to start getting on the hype train, man. There's a lot of hype trains coming in on this card, man. And I'm going to be going towards Fiziev as well. Just because, as you mentioned, you're looking at a guy who's got, like, obviously, when you're getting knocked out by the Korean Zombie and Jose Aldo, I think those are 2 guys who are very, very, very good strikers, obviously. But Fiziev is very, very good striking. This dude's got some very good kickboxing, and I think that's what's leaning me towards him for sure. I think that when you're looking at Moicano's only chance is to take him down and submit him, I think that's not too much. Something I don't expect to happen, just because I think that the gas tank of Fiziev will hold up. I think that the striking of Fiziev will hold up, and I think that it's going to be something that can finish in the fight for sure. I think that this is also another good parlay piece. I think Fiziev being a 1.6 multiplier. There you go. Almost double if you just throw that in.
I wouldn't parlay this.
I like it, man. I like it. You never know, but I'm a risky type, but you never know. But so I'm excited for this one, man. Fiziev, man, just absolutely on fire in the Jacasey fight. That's a fun fight to go back and watch, just because he just looked great, kicking it to the body, man, going upstairs with it as well. I'm surprised that fight didn't get finished, but Jacasey's a very, very tough fighter as well. And I would like to see him fight again soon. Hopefully he's not a part of those cuts, man. Those cuts they're ruthless out here. And they're probably not even starting, because the first one, that was Yoel Romero, and now we're probably going to get some even worse ones up soon. But I got Fiziev in this one, man. I'm excited to see it. I think this is an underrated main card fight. I think you got two guys who are kind of really, really good in two areas, and then we'll find out which one's better. Typically, people like to lean towards the ground game when it comes to people being dominant in two areas. But I don't know, man. I'm going with the striker. It's not like me, but I'm going with the striker in this one, Rafael Fiziev. Make sure you guys are letting us know who you guys got in this one. It's going to be super interesting to see. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to watch it, and I'm super excited for this card, if you can't tell. Point is, man, make sure you guys are letting us know what you guys think, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and make sure you guys check out the other Fight Pick videos.